Hello and welcome to my awesome health journey. This is not my weekly update. This is something that I've been really thinking about for a while, and I decided to finally look at some videos. And I saw it actually started. I'm addicted to Facebook. What can I say? I'm in my 40s, and a Facebook reel showed up, and it showed like a foot and talked about walking, and it talked about like foot pain and ankle pain and stuff. And like I have ankle pain, and it was like when you walk, you want to put your weight on your big toe all the way on your left toe and push off. And that really got me to thinking that something I've been thinking about for a while is I think I need to learn how to walk again. But I do say again because I don't know if I ever knew how to walk correctly. I mean, number one, being big affects my ability to walk right. My knees hurt, my ankles hurt, especially when I was in my 470s. My walking was like a waddle. I'd walk and just move my leg forward, walk, move my leg forward, walk, and move my leg forward. But I don't think I ever used my hips. Because in my first mind, I was thinking to myself, like, I've been at least 390, around 390, going from 330 to 390 for at least 10 years now. And since then, I probably picked up some bad walking habits by carrying a lot of weight. Talking to my sisters, like, your ankle pain's probably going to go away a bit if you lose weight. And she's probably right. I think that would be very helpful. But at the same time, I also think just learning and just relearning how to physically walk again, which is what my thought was. So I saw this other video and it talked about, this video talks about how your feet were, your big toes should be kind of evenly distribute and you should push off. If you're fat, a lot of times you go on the outsides or on the insides depending on where the pain is, and that's why you can get to see some of your shoes can go kind of on the side. But also it's harder to bend your feet. Sometimes big toes hurt because they're putting all that pressure on it, so you don't put pressure on your big toe and things of that nature. Also just the bending of that, that puts a lot of pressure on that with the weight, and you just don't want to do that, which is what comes to waddle. So I've been practicing, and I saw another video that talked about the push-off, but it talked about the push-off in the sense of instead of using like your front leg, I don't know why I'm using my arm, I don't want to get up, but your front leg to kick your foot over, that it's your butt, that your butt pushes off, and the momentum and energy from your butt pushing off causes your hips to move, right? And your hip switches, and when your hip switches, the other leg just kind of swings forward kind of naturally, and then you just continue that movement. And you talked about having as clients grab their butt, and so they can see if they engage their butt. And I obviously was not engaging my butt at all, but I don't know if I ever engaged my butt when I walked, because when I started practicing, especially just going to like my car or checking my mail, because my mail is actually a decent walk. In fact, that's where I came from. I mean, it's not like a block, but it's like a half a block away, to go there and back. So it's enough to notice that I walk faster. And I noticed that I walk faster when I engage my butt. In fact, a lot faster. And I'm talking about ever. I've never been a fast walker. When I was in college and junior high, I used to pride myself of being a slow walker and taking my time, and not really worrying about it. I've never really been a fast walker because I always thought, because I have short, stubby legs and I have a longer torso and short, stubby legs. And so I always thought of myself as just a naturally slow walker. But that also got me thinking about these stories that my mom used to tell me when I was a child, like way before I could make memories. I had braces on my legs, and she always bragged that like my doctors told her that told me I was never going to walk with the braces on my leg, but I showed them, I couldn't understand language, but what she says is basically told her I wouldn't be able to walk with the braces, but I was able to walk with the braces. And I think that probably had partly of my ability to learn how to naturally walk, because when I was really young, especially like 5 or 6, I was bull-legged and pigeon-toed. I remember at the age of 8 or 7, I used to walk with my feet out like this deliberately, so I would stop stepping over. I used to step over or trip over myself all the time when I ran and stuff because my feet would just go in like that. And so I remember doing that. So, like, I don't think I ever walked correctly in my entire life. And so, what I'm saying to myself is I am going to deliberately think of walking. I've done that in the last couple days. First, it really hurt my feet. They seem to be getting more used to it already in just 3 days. But man, did it hurt my right, especially my right ankle, which is still hurting. But I also noticed today and yesterday, it tires me out differently because, especially on the treadmill, actually pushing off and using my butt, I'm no longer using the treadmill as a way to propel me forward because you just your leg goes back and you just lift your leg and move it forward, and that's kind of how you can walk on a treadmill, and you don't really utilize your body as much on the treadmill. At least I wasn't, and I noticed today that I was utilizing my body a little bit more, and I had a lot of splat points, and it was really tired really quickly. And so basically, I just looking into it. I mean, this is probably something I learned. Josh from Orange Theory keeps telling me to do physical therapy, but I'm like, I don't know where am I going to find the time. I do Orange Theory. Am I supposed to go after work? But most places don't have a place after work. I'm supposed to go on Wednesday, but I like having days off, so I have plenty of excuses for that. But yeah, so long story short, if you do have a lot of ankle and foot pain and stuff like that, looking at some walking videos and doing some exercises so that you walk correctly, I think is a good idea. Especially if you used to be heavyweight. I don't know why I was going to say used to be a heavyweight like me, because I'm still heavyweight. If you used to be a heavyweight and like me in the future, won't be. But right now I'm still pretty heavy. Anyways, thank you for listening to my thoughts. I always appreciate you. I love you for who you are, and as always, you are worthy.